What's going on, Dogecoin holders? So there's something very important that you need to pay attention to here with Dogecoin, and what happens next here is probably not what most people want, but we got to go over it anyway. But yeah, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a like and a comment, all that good stuff. And also, go ahead and check out Chart Prime, link in the description if you want these automated trading indicators. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go over this here with Dogecoin because it's very, very, very important to look at what's happening right now with the Dogecoin prices. So first, we're going to look at it without the technical indicators that I have, the automated indicators Chart Prime. Then we'll look at it with Chart Prime. So looking at this right now with Dogecoin, you can kind of already see the pattern we have set up here. So what you're seeing here is a descending triangle. Now, sometimes you can actually pump coming out of descending triangles. Like sometimes it actually happens where the opposite of what you believe is going to happen comes, and then we pump going out of the descending triangles. But the problem with this one is it just all leads to a downtrend here. And for one, if you look at the support line, we've had this support line set since the 21st, February 2021, right? We've had it set at February 2021. It was also major resistance for us, also acted as major support for us. And that's to be exact at 0.047. So around 4 cents, but 0.047. So that's pretty much where we're at here when it comes to that Dogecoin support, right? Now, that's just one support line, right? Now, when you look at this other line here, this is our Fibonacci support here. And this one brings us down to 0.059, which is also very important because if you look at the descending triangle, that's exactly where the support is for the descending triangle. It's funny how that descending triangle is right where we have our Fibonacci retracement. You can see it there. And if you turn on the automated trading indicators for Chart Prime, you can see that's exactly where our green momentum wave bands are because the momentum is now starting to shift downward here for Dogecoin. Now, what I will say here for Dogecoin temporarily, we might actually see a temporary increase inside of the price of Dogecoin. So it's not just going to automatically just start pumping out of nowhere. We've actually been creating higher lows here for Dogecoin. So, yep, as we've been creating, lower lows. So higher lows, lower highs. And that's pretty much what we're creating here for Dogecoin. And actually, if you look at these highs here with Dogecoin, as the highs are getting lower, we're probably about to hit another one of these lower highs again. And as I'm saying that, you can see the momentum wave band looks like it's kind of leveling out, like it's about to curve upwards, right? And if you look at the price of Dogecoin, even at the RSI here, it actually is all pointing towards a slight increase in the price again. We've been close around this support down here, but typically, when we touch the bottom of these momentum wave bands on our technical indicators, we typically go out to the top of the momentum wave bands. And sometimes you'll see the momentum wave bands curving upwards, and then you'll see the price pretty much following it upwards before it hits that resistance, and then it's rejected from there. So that's kind of what we're seeing here with the Dogecoin prices, and that's actually what I'm expecting to happen here. Now, what I'm looking at right now, the RSI actually just now crossed downwards, so we're about to see another cross down for the RSI. So you'll see probably a temporary drop down a little bit more, maybe down a lower area here of 0.059. But then from there, we're probably going to end up seeing another increase, and then we're going to be making these lower highs again. So those lower highs that we previously had, where it's going to become lower pretty much. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here for Dogecoin. We're going to have a temporary increase in price here, but do not be fooled. This is a bull trap. We just now seen a bull trap happen for Bitcoin and everything else pretty much in the crypto market. All this movement here that we've seen for Bitcoin, this was all a bull trap. This was all a bull trap, right? We could also see another increase in price for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and everything. Everything can increase in price again. So you definitely want to be careful with that because everything looks like it's going to continue to increase. But I'm telling you, these all these numbers that we're seeing here, like we're just seeing a bull trap here. We're seeing a bullish fake out. We're literally going to get rejected again if we get up there because we've been doing the same thing here the whole time for Dogecoin. If you look at this since October of last year, what we've been doing here is just creating lower highs and higher lows. Well, essentially the lows have been not higher lows. The lows have been actually getting lower and lower. So lower lows, not higher lows. I'm sorry. If it was higher lows but lower highs, then we would see a bullish increase that'll continue to rise from there. Continuation of the bull market there. But that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing lower highs and we're also seeing lower lows. So this is going to end up bringing us down a little bit more here inside of Dogecoin. And yeah, that's just what we got to wait for here with Dogecoin. We just got to wait to see what happens next here, because I do believe we're going to be breaking that support. If you look at everything, like everything's kind of slowing down for the crypto market. If you also look at this, if you study, chart patterns and everything like that, this is definitely a descending triangle. Like nobody can look me in my eyes and tell me this is not a descending triangle pattern. This is a descending triangle, hands down. This triangle is descending. It's on the decline. So since it's on the decline, we have to expect for a huge drop in the price. And that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So there are instances where you can have a descending triangle that also increases in price as well. So anyone that does a technical analysis, right, and they tell you like it's 100% going down, it's 100% going up, they're lying to you. Nobody knows exactly what it's going to do. We can only speculate based off the technicals and what we're seeing here with the technical analysis, right? We can only speculate based off what's happening. And based off what's happening, a descending triangle is supposed to print out, more declines in prices. And if you look at what we were previously doing here in Dogecoin, it all leads to that. Like, just look at this. Like, look at how we just slowly but surely have been going down on the same downtrend pattern. And then boom, out of nowhere, we have an increase here, but we can't keep it going. We can't keep that momentum. Then what could happen, what a lot of people want to see happen, is this, where you have a descending triangle, but then you have an actual breakout at the end of that descending triangle. That is very, very rare. Most of the time when you have descending triangles like this, you usually continue your bearish continuation there. There's always a bearish continue, not always, but usually a bearish continuation. Okay. But what we're also seeing here, and shout out to trading strategy guides.com here for these trading strategies here. What we're usually seeing with descending triangle patterns is this. We have that initial sell-off, which we had it, right? We had it all of 2022. We had those sell-offs all of 2022. And then boom, we also had it a little bit inside of 2021 as well. So from 2021 to 2022, we've had our sell-offs, right? And then we have our bull trap. We're not bullish yet, but we're almost there. This is like the last drop before we really get a major bull market. Remember, this is going to be about April inside of 2024. We're going to be having the Bitcoin halving. And this is pretty important because a lot of people just don't know why the Bitcoin halving is so important. And I'm going to leave a link inside of the comment section and the description on my video describing why the Bitcoin halving is so important. So I'll have that for you here. I'm just pulling out the date for you right here because I have multiple screens. That's why I'm looking off to the side. I have 3 screens here. But anyways, the upcoming Bitcoin halving event is going to be April 2024. And if you do Bitcoin halving, why is it so important? You'll also see a Binance thing about it. So I made a whole video about this. We discussed it inside of full. If you want to watch my video on it, just watch my video. You don't even have to look up all of this because it's going to take you a while to find like a bunch of information and bring it all together. But Binance made a specific article on why the Bitcoin halving is so important, right? And you can come over here, read the articles yourself. They have a lot of different writings on why the Bitcoin halving is so important. So if you don't know about it, just do your research, do your own research, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. It's definitely recommended that you do your own research, right? But you can look it up and you can find it anywhere on the internet. So just look it up. I'll put a link in the description for the video where I break it down. But it's pretty much confirming that after April of 2024, we're going to have the increase inside of the price of the whole crypto market. Pretty much the whole crypto market's going into a bullish pattern from there, like a whole bull market from there. So April of 2024 is really what we need to be looking out for. But we're going to have another drop before that happens. Now, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden in April 2024, it goes from 15K Bitcoin up, right? We're probably going to end up dropping in Bitcoin to 20K or 50K. And then from there, we'll slowly but surely make our way back up to 30K from that area. And then April of 2024 happens, and then boom, it'll go from 30K to a whole full on bull market, because we already know after Bitcoin's past 30K, it's confirmed bullish. Like if we can get past 30, past 32, all the way up to 40K, it's confirmed bullish at that point. But if we can't do that, we can't confirm it. And that's why we've seen that bull trap that happened. That was a full on bull trap there. But now what we're seeing here inside of Dogecoin, we're about to have that last drop before we finally have our moment here in Dogecoin. So that last drop, like I said, it's going to bring us back down to about 0.047, 0.045. It could possibly go lower than that, but what it's looking like is around the 4 cents area before we really get our area where we're about to take off. So it's pretty good because that's a huge discount in buying Dogecoin. And yeah, that's why this is very important for Dogecoin orders. Like it's a huge discount. So yeah, we're inside of this descending triangle. And after we have this breakout to the downside, we then have our trend continuation. Look how this arrow, this last arrow right here, right? It touches the bottom and then it goes and touches the top of that downtrend line, the down sloping trend line, right? This is very important because look at where we're at right now. We are literally at that point. Look, as we hit the bottom of this trend line here, right? And to be specific, as we hit the flat bottom here, we're going to see that flat bottom being hit. And then boom, we're going to end up seeing Dogecoin making its way back up here to the top of that. And then boom, that's the new lower high. And then from there, we're going to probably end up breaking it. So give or take, it's September right now. It's probably going to end up happening somewhere in November, right? Somewhere in November, we're probably going to end up breaking down below there, right? Going from November to December, we're going to end up going down there. Now, typically during every New Year's, we always have people like New Year, New Me, all that other bull, like, right? All that stuff that people do. And they say, yeah, I'm going to invest more. I'm going to do all this more. So then you get people that's buying more crypto. We had the same thing last New Year's. Like, let's not act like it didn't happen like that. We had the same thing last New Year's. Like if you look at it, last New Year's, like right here, the second New Year's Day comes, pumps come in, people buy, and then they're like, all right, no longer new me because now it's February, so it's been a month and a new year, so they sell. And then the other people that are waiting for that drop will come and buy in, and then they'll sell, and then again happens again. So we're probably gonna see something happen where, you know, we hit the support inside of November, right? So first inside of October, we hit the top of this area. So in October, we're probably going to be pretty bullish in October. But then leaving October going into September is when, or no, October going into November is when we become bearish, and then we hit that support. And then going from November to December, and then inside of the New Year's, we're going to have another pump, and that's going to be the start of our bull market going into New Year's, right? So it's not just going to be immediate. We'll probably have, you know, some type of bear traps where people think, oh, wait, it's going to be bearish because we just got rejected at 8 cents inside of Dogecoin going into the new year. And then we got rejected at 8 cents and went back down to 6 cents. People are going to be like, oh, no, this is definitely a bull trap, or I mean, a bear trap. But or they think that it's a bull trap. But what it will really be is a bear trap, because after our descending triangle, once we actually come back into motion, that's when we become bullish. So typically after a descending triangle, we're always bullish, but first we have to have that initial sell off. We have to have the initial breakout to the downside to build that momentum up. And then boom, that's when we get the real motion inside of Dogecoin, especially for the Bitcoin halving of April of 2024. So if you look at these other ones, right, it's the same thing. Like we break out on the downside, the trend is now inside of a bearish trend continuation, and then boom, it breaks out from there. So that's very interesting. And like they say, you should sell around here. I'm not telling you to sell right now because I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice, right? I don't do financial advice. So I'm not going to tell you to sell or buy or anything like that. Like all that is completely up to you. So you have to make your own decision on whether or not you want to sell, buy, do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But me personally, I think right now is probably the time to even accumulate now, because if you think about it, like this is really where how it's done. Like you just dollar cost average downwards, and a lot of people, they don't take into consideration the strategy of dollar cost averaging, which is completely fine. You know, you don't really have to do it, but you could sell now and then buy at 4 cents, or you could buy a little now, buy a little at 5 cents, buy a little at 4 cents, and you could buy it, you know, continuously. But what you can't do is just expect it to just pump without pulling back a little bit more, because we're inside of this descending triangle. So you have to expect, which you probably don't expect. But as you can see here, the take profit, if you're going to short it, would probably be somewhere around that 4 cents area, or well, before it really even gets down to 4 cents, because it's not going to get all the way down to the low 4 cents. It's going to be like 0.049 or 0.048. It's not going to get too low on that area. So call it how you see it. Do whatever you want. But yeah, this is very important. So watch what happens next, baby Doge. Or I mean Dogecoin. But hey, shout out to all the people out there watching the video. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. If you do want these automated trading indicators, you can go ahead and find them. Link in the description. All that good stuff here. And link in the comment section as well. Trading simplified. Elevate your trading games. Try risk free for 14 days. You got nothing to lose. So go ahead and check that out. And yeah, it's fairly simple to use. And yeah, I use this on all of my trades actually. And on top of that, I'll also put the link in the description and the comment section for my trading group, the Crypto Millionaires Patreon, so you can join our Discord trading group. And then on top of that, I'll also have the link in the description for the YouTube video that I mentioned earlier on the Bitcoin halving, because you really need to know about that. Like I break the whole thing down step by step. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. And as always, I'll be back with another video.